The rotate command is another somewhat rarely used command because we usually draw things in the orientation that we need them. But every now and then you get something that you want to rotate, and there's a couple of very handy options. Let's rotate this rectangle. Rotate is up here on the modify panel of the home tab, and there's rotate. We can use the keyboard to get to it with an RO. RO is a shortcut for rotate. So I'll do RO and hit enter. And pick the objects that you want to rotate. We'll, in this case, just pick this one polyline rectangle. And then we have to pick, I have to hit enter because I can add as many objects to the selection set as I wish. I hit enter to end the creation of the selection set. And it prompts me for a base point. Let's just pick this lower left corner for lack of anything better. And then it asks me for a rotation angle. And I can just say, well, up here looks pretty good. Or if we want it to be at one of our polar tracking angles, like every 15 degrees that we're locked into right now, I can lock it in. Or I can type in a value. So you can pick when you're locked into a polar tracking angle, or you can type in an actual value, 37, and we've rotated it so that it's 37 degrees, or all objects rotated 37 degrees off of their original position or their original orientation. If I wanted to check that, I can draw a line from this corner in horizontal, and I can go up here and use my measure tool, but I'll pull this down and use the angle measurement tool, and I'll pick this line and that line, and hopefully it says 37, and it does, so we're good. I'll pick exit, and we're out of there. Just wanted to show you that angle measurement tool up there. I'll hit delete to delete that selected object. Let's say that I'll rotate this. We do know that it's at 30. Let's just leave it. We do know that it's at 37 degrees, but let's just say, you know what, I really have no idea. Somebody just kind of angled or, dragged this to some ridiculous angle, but I want it to be perfectly horizontal. I know it's 37. I could rotate it negative 37 and it would be perfect again. But again, let's imagine that we don't know what the angle of that is. I'll do a rotate, and I'll select this object. I'll hit enter. I'll pick the rotation angle, or excuse me, the base point. And now when it prompts me for the rotation angle, I'm going to use the reference option down here. I could type in an R, or pick it from the command prompt, or right click and pick it, or whatever. We know all sorts of different options to grab those options. Specify the rotation angle. I'm going to show AutoCAD the angle that I'm talking about. I want to refer to the angle from this endpoint to that endpoint. And then it's asking me for the new angle. What angle do I want that to become? And I type in 0, and we're perfect. Back to horizontal. Let's say for some reason or other I wanted this line to be 180 degrees. Okay, I want to rotate this up so that it's flat. I will rotate this object from here. I'll use my right click reference option. The angle I want to refer to is the angle from here to here, and now I want that to be 0 degrees, or 180 degrees, I guess I should say. Because I have polar tracking on, I can lock that in. I don't have to do any typing. Nice and quick. And there we have that pentagon rotated so that that line that was at this angle is now flat. The other option for rotate is to make a copy while you're rotating. Maybe I like this rectangle there, but I also want to rotate it 90 degrees and keep this rectangle and have another one. I'll do rotate. I'll go ahead and grab it from up here this time just to be different. Pick that, and I'll rotate around this point, and I'll use the copy option, and I'll copy this thing so that I have a copy of it straight up, and I hit enter. We're all done with the command, and that got rotated and everything's good. So that's your rotate command.